Good evening, Mayor, Council, staff. My name is John Roche. I live at 1258 Florence Street here in IB. The first thing, I guess, which I've never heard of, is that train idea. I think that's a pretty nifty idea if that could ever be accomplished. I think just the scenic part of it all would be a very good deal. Anyway, I'm here to speak about the dirt alleyways, and it's been about 3 years that I've been on this project, or this topic, I guess. And the first thing, I'd like to thank you for funding it or putting money towards a high priority of $500,000, I understand, and then $50,000 for the engineering to sort of get started to accomplish the paving of the alleys. I understand from Hank Levine it probably is not going to be until 16 months before we actually get a shovel in the ground and things like that. So in the meantime, one thing about the paving itself, I would recommend, or I would like to see asphalt paving instead of concrete. I think you accomplish both the same thing and for a lot less cost. And my understanding, listening to a city engineer or a streets person, that if done correctly, it could last 100 years, and that'll work. Currently, we do have a safety problem on the alleyways. I had a public works person the other day, and I think he agreed that the potholes are horrendous. An ambulance trying to get down and navigate these potholes would be a nightmare. So I have a suggestion. If the city would go out, and I know it brought this up, is just gravel for this short period of time that we might need. And I'm not saying necessarily do a full gravel, but fill in the potholes so people don't have to do the four-wheel drive thing or doing the mud. 3/4 inch crush works perfectly fine. On our particular alleyway, we thought $375 was all we need to make our alleyway nice. So if the city could go out and get 10 truckloads, that'd be a truck, a driver, and 2 guys with a shovel, they could fill up potholes. And I'm not sure it would even take 10 truckloads, but I think for $5,000 or less, that could be done. And it certainly would eliminate 80 to 90% of the dust that comes at us all the time, and really has created problems. I've heard from parents with their children playing in the alleyways. Senior citizens, I was just saying before, in a wheelchair. Impossible to navigate some of these alleyways. They just cannot do that. Besides that, interestingly enough, the alleyways aren't, paving the alleyways is not always a positive for people.
Sir, your time's up. I'm sorry, could you, one statement, that's it.
With that group of people that we've come together with, that association, the DAYOTA, does that give me another minute or so?
No, I'm sorry.
Okay. Anyway,
if you could just wrap it up, I'd appreciate it. Your time's up.
Curious about the money that I've heard that developed, or people that have built new houses have put into a bond.
As I mentioned to the speaker earlier, we can't answer anything here. We'll take your information.
I'm curious about the people who may have contributed. Is that going to go into the $500,000, or is that
once again, we wouldn't be able to answer that question for you this evening.
Thank you.